Hello, beautiful souls. Hello, 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 beautiful souls. We're talking about embodiment today. Excuse you. There's a smudge. Let me get that for you. Hello, lovelies. How's it going? We are in between the two eclipses. I'm super, super excited. This is a perfect time to talk about embodiment. Come on in and join me. I'm super, super excited. I am excited. My name is Soraya. Welcome to the Rise the Healers Shamanic Breakthrough Facebook group. Super, super excited. I am a shamanic life coach, ascension guide, energy master. I'm super, super excited. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in, come on in. Today we're talking about embodiment. Super stoked about this. Not just embodiment, but how to step into some beautiful tools, what embodiment looks like, why it's so freaking important as energy masters, magicians, healers, guides, practitioners. Super, super exciting. We're also going to talk about the energy that we've been coming up to this space. We're coming up to a full moon, blood moon eclipse on the 3rd. Super exciting. So we're going to talk about why embodiment is so important before that, as we're closing out these cycles and anchoring in all this magical energy. I'm also going to share 3 fucking amazing micro habits to help you claim your transition into empowerment, into embodiment, and however you're deciding to use that, whether you're a practitioner, a healer, a magician, magical practitioner, whatever it is, these tools are going to help you. I'm super, super excited. I'm also going to share why it's important, why now's the time. Why now's the time. Super, super stoked. I'm so excited. I'd love for you guys to hit the replay, hit hashtag replay for those that come back. Also throw me some flames and hearts and blow up the comments. Let's get it going. Super excited. I wish Facebook did better with the comments for me. I am manifesting that because I love interacting with you guys. It's part of my passion. It's why I show up every week to share medicine, to share magic, to share the tools to embodiment, empowerment, and growth, ascension. Fuck yeah. Welcome to this magical day. Hello. I am so freaking stoked. We are in between 2 eclipses. The energy has been absolutely crazy and phenomenal and very, very difficult. Everybody I've talked to, all the clients I've worked with have had numerous nervous system breakdowns and breakthroughs. That's how intense this energy is. So when we step into our role as a practitioner, when we step into our embodiment and use this energy to better our lives, that makes us a practitioner, right? When we take this energy and do something with it in our body, it changes our world. It changes our manifestations, our magical abilities. It changes our voice. It changes how we show up in the world. And now is the time to really embody this. Now, through this year of the snake and the year of the fire horse, I know I'm not huge on calling it the new year because I'm a big believer in the sun cycles, but it's still the lunar new year. And I do follow the moon, of course. I have a tattoo about it. But the moon is how we're shifting through our internal world. So when we use the moon to manifest, co-create, and heal, we have to follow the systems. I shouldn't say have to. It's a natural rhythm. We're here to break the rules, yes. But the natural rhythm brings us to the moon cycles. And through the lunar new year, where the solar eclipse and the new moon were a week ago, to this eclipse with the full moon lunar eclipse, this creates a full cycle. It creates a full system. And everything that we worked through for the last 6 months, for the last 6 years, for the last 16 years, is coming into completion for this cycle. It's amazing, right? In order for us to utilize this energy, we have to go with its flow. I guess we don't have to. You don't have to do anything. We're rule breakers today, though. But in order for us to benefit from these energies, we release resistance. We claim the magic. We claim the power. We claim the identity shifts. We claim what it's trying to show us. Through the moon is always here to show us something within ourselves, like the magician card, like the high priestess card in the tarot. The moon is here to awaken things within us. What is it awakening for you? I'd love to hear in the comments. What has been alive for you for this cycle? It has been a huge shedding. I cannot describe how huge this is. And all of the eclipses and the planetary alignments have led us to this moment of empowerment. If we're not on this cycle of clearing and cleansing and empowerment, where have you been? It's probably even more intense for you. right? But wherever you are on this journey, we're glad you're here. Welcome. Now, when it comes to the nervous system is our key to holding more abundance. Not just abundance, energy, magic, psychic gifts, healing, practitioners, clients. It's all connected to our nervous system. Our nervous system has been shedding so much. Like, I've been so gentle with myself. I've been reminding my clients to be gentle because this has been a lot of energy. Why does the nervous system go through this? I'm going to share that with you. Our nervous system holds the identity, which is our energy. The old identity that we've been shedding. And through this year of the snake, we have been letting go of so freaking much. So much. If you haven't been letting go, it brings you to a space of resistance. Resistance feels icky. It feels tired. It feels depressed. It's overeating. It's binge eating. It's feeling sticky, icky. It's mental health struggles, right? When we're in a space of resistance, our body's out of alignment. Our body is naturally going through these shedding processes. That's you, me, everybody. It's part of the ascension that's happening here on this earth. We have to ascend. It's what we're here for. It's what this lifetime has been all about. So for the curse breakers, for the star seeds, for the magical magicians that are here in this beautiful group, we have taken it to the next level to claim our power in these cycles. We have taken it upon ourselves to come and incarnate here now to break the cycles. Abandonment, fear, scarcity, poverty, lack, depression, schizophrenia, all of these, slavery, all the things. All of these energies we incarnated here with. So we can break free. So we can break loose. So we can be the curse breakers. So we can be the black sheep. So we can be our awesomeness in human freaking form. And now, I'm so excited. And now this energy is like, yes, it's time to step out. It's time to be seen. It's time to be of service. It's time to rise. It's time to rise. And if you're feeling sticky or icky, it's okay. I'm going to share some micro habits with you today that are going to help shift your reality. It's going to shift your energy. It's going to shift everything. But we are here to break the cycles. We are here because the old systems don't work. We are here because the school systems, the governmental, all of the things, they don't work. And they don't work for divine sensitive beings. They don't work for ascended light beings, which we are becoming every minute of every day with every breath. Divine sensitive light beings. That's really what this is all about. What we receive in that, magical gifts, wealth, health, abundance, community, those are just benefits. The core of what we do is ascension. The core of what we do is returning to the light. That means shedding off all the densities. What are densities? Doubts, fears, mindsets, belief systems, nervous system, lack patterns, scarcity patterns, schizophrenic patterns, all the things. And if you notice, our world is reflecting back all of those patterns. And we have come here to shift those beliefs, shift those patterns, and to rise into a space of freedom, sovereignty, and love, even though the world is like that. We are the antidote. We are the antidote to the poison that is happening in our world, which is huge. That is huge, right? And how does that feel for you? You are the antidote. You are the light. You are the light in human form. And the more we work towards this divinity, the more we show up and face our shadows, the birds agree, the more we show up and face our shadows and shed our snake energy over and over and over again, the more light we're bringing in. It's that simple. What tool we use is different for every practitioner. I've mastered some tools. I hope you master tools too. If you like my tools, awesome. If you want to learn more, come join me. But there's many of us here to share tools that work. Now, for many, they've been stepping into light work, or not just light work, shadow work. I love it. There's another level to shadow work, and I'm going to talk about that later. I have a course coming up. It's fucking amazing. It's going to be a 5-week course. I'm going to share more later, but that's going to be shared around the, not the eclipse, the equinox. Hello, the equinox, where we're going to really anchor in this new stuff. Anyway, so what are we sharing? Where are we at? I just totally got into a rampage there. We talked about the nervous system, why it's important. Oh my God, why trauma gets stuck in the body. This is super, super important. Part of the denseness of our experience is those belief systems, is those mindsets, is those mental health stuffs, is that incarnated conditioned beliefs and patterns in our body. That's really what we've been shedding. It looks like trauma stories. It looks like fears, scarcities, troubled relationships, whatever that is for us. But it's really just the denseness that is leaving our body. That gets stuck in our body because our body holds on to everything. I don't know how many times I said the body keeps the score in this last week or two. I've been talking about it with my coaching clients. I've been talking about it with my friends. The body keeps the score is key to this ascension. That's why embodiment is the antidote. I'm really liking this antidote, this key thing. Interesting. I like that. All right, Spirit. Our body holds all of that denseness. It holds ancestral patterns, scarcity, fears, doubts, all the things. It holds in our body. It holds in our chakra systems. We even incarnate here with all of that shit. We chose to come here in that space. Not saying we chose poverty, scarcity, rape, all the things. But we incarnated here to release the energy. How that showed up, we're not going to identify with that. But we are here to claim our power, meaning we're not in a victim story. We're not saying, oh my gosh, this happened to me. But rather we're taking the empowerment and saying, okay, this happened to me. Now what am I going to do with it? This is the key, right? Yeah, we all have a pity party. It happens. In fact, sometimes it's important to have a pity party. But we are not a victim to our story. We are the empowerment cycle of choice. We are here to shed the denser energies. Now, when we bring it through our body ascends. This is Brother Yeshua's favorite teaching. And we have to release it through the body. Yes, we can do shadow work. It's important. But if it's not moving through the body, you're not filling the whole cycle. And the earth works in cycle. 369 cycles, right? The flower of life is a cycle. The tree of life is a cycle. It is a system that the earth follows to heal, just like the ascension codes. It's a system that we use to heal. Now it's time to ascend through this spring energy. This is why it's my fucking favorite time of the year. I go through huge cleansings in the fall. Not in the fall, in the deep of winter. I've really been working with the Earth's quantum field and the Earth's sun systems to learn to manifest and co-create and ascend. And I have been learning so much in my personal practice. I notice right around Yule time, that's when we're like planting these seeds in our subconscious, like, yes, I fucking want this. I want to be more magical. I want to be more powerful. I want to serve more clients. Those are just some of my most favorites. And then at the end of winter, I'm noticing that's when it's really fucking deep. The subconscious shifts. The body has to shift. The nervous system has to shift. We have to release the old identity that was in the scarcity pattern. That's what we're coming through right now. That is the dense shift. As Buddha called it, that's where we're having tea with Mara. We're having tea with our demons. We're having tea with our darkness. We're having tea with those parts of us that we don't want to show the world, but they're there, right? That's the season that we're just coming through. And now it's time to rise. So throughout this practice, throughout the things that I've shared within the group is all of the things, the steps that we take to this ascension process. The mindsets, the shifts, the nervous system, all the tools I share with you as I walk through this journey. Now it's time for embodiment. Embodiment can look very different, but I do want to highly amplify. If we're not doing the somatic work, it's stuck in your body. Your body is the key to ascension. Your body is the key to more magic. Your body is the key to empowerment. Your body is the key to holding wealth. They're very much so enjoying that out here. Your body is the key to experiencing pleasure. Your body is the key to having an orgasm, to being magical, to experiencing bliss, laughter with children, childbirth, creating something new. Masculine or feminine, it matters not. Your body is the key. If we are not embodied, we are bypassing the most sacred part of this mission. We didn't come here just to exist. We came here to embody this experience, which means emotions, cleansing, clearing. I almost said poverty. Poverty is part of my process. That's the shit that I've been shedding for lifetimes. Sexuality, all the things. Like, we're here to experience the human experience in its wholeness. If we're disassociated, if we're bypassing our emotions, If we're just stuck in shadow work, we're not experiencing the whole spectrum of the human experience. And part of the human experience isn't just pleasure, it's receiving the things that we are here for. Abundance, grace. The universe has no limits. It has no limits of receiving either. We have been conditioned to believe that we are in cycles of poverty or loss or trauma. Trauma lenses. Conditioning. These are the paths we've been shedding. If anybody has any questions about some of those tools to shed some of those mental health, scarcity patterns, whatever it is, abandonment patterns, feel free to reach out. I can share a live training with you, or we can meet and I can help you personally on your own journey. Good stuff. Good stuff. We are on another level today. Okay. Pleasure. Getting back to pleasure and embodiment. When we are going through the shadow work process, which is great, I'm seeing a lot of people talk about it. Again, we're going to touch on that. It's only the tip to something very big. When we go deep within ourselves, we bring up magic. We bring up possibility. We bring up power. Our power is in our rage. Our power is in our light. But in order to free the light, we have to shed the darkness. See the system? The earth goes through its death phases for a reason. So it can rise into a new being. And now spring is almost here. At this time of the year, I'm like, okay, bitch, get up. It's time to do the things, right? I like to sleep early or sleep in the winter. I allow my body to go through the processes. I shimmy through the experiences. I make myself get up. I don't make myself. I choose to step into a new frequency. This rising, I was shedding inner child patterns where my inner child was afraid to show up. And it brought me all the way to an experience that I had as a child. I don't want to share too much because I don't want them to shut me off on here. But I've experienced a lot of things in my life. I woke up feeling like shit. That's okay. Sitting with inner child work can do that because we're holding those emotions. We're holding those memories in our chakra system. We're holding those memories in our nervous system. And if we're not processing them, we're just shoving more power or light on top of a body that isn't ready to hold it. We have to remove the density. We have to remove the emotions. We have to go through the system of healing, which is processing. I sat with my inner child today. I felt like shit. And I was like, okay, it's time to get up. I've been stepping into magnetism. That's what this energy is all about. What the springtime is bringing in magnetism. I sure don't look like I went through inner child stuff this morning, no do I. But I did. I held space for myself, my beautiful inner child, that thing that happened to me when I was young, and I was able to see the timelines all the way up to this moment of why I play small or don't want to be seen because I'm afraid of being hurt or taken advantage of like I was as a child. Like, it's super simple. But when we're in the moment, when we're in the emotion, it feels icky and we're like, oh, I'm going to scroll, or oh, I'm going to eat, or oh, I want to disassociate. This is part of the process. We don't have to get into those cycles. If we consciously see the pattern, then we can see where we're needing to use the tools. I feel much better now. But I got up and made juice, and I did my dance, and I did my embodiment. Next, we're going to talk about embodiment. When we're going through this process, we're not supposed to be so stuck in the fucking energies, in the trenches of the swamp. For many of the clients that I work with, we've been stuck in the swamp a little too long, which creates that depression of those cycles. So if you're there, I see you, you're not alone. Okay. I'm going to share some micro tools that are going to help shift this energy. Who's ready? How's everybody feeling about this? Are you feeling my vibes? Have you been stuck in that space before? I hear procrastination. Who's procrastinating? I hear it. My daughter. I see. You're supposed to be doing school right now. I homeschool my daughters. She's procrastinating. Procrastinating is also part of bypassing, just so everybody knows. She's on Shark Week, though. I don't know why we call it that, but we're letting her rest. Being in a house full of feminine, when you're on your moon cycle, it's a sacred time. We honor our bodies, right? So when it comes to embodiment, there are some systems that you can use. I offer you the word somatics. If you haven't heard it before, look it up. If you want to learn more about it, tune in, reach out to me, we can connect. Somatics are so freaking important. I have some really cool tools that aren't like some of the things that are shared, and I've noticed that there's not a whole lot about it. There are a few little things about it, but it's so fucking powerful. But another great tool, which isn't just somatics is the key. It's a huge key, and it's really important to release it from your body, your chakras, and your nervous system. But there's other ways. Stretching, yoga, dance, touch, movement, sacred touch, right? Being in presence with your breath. Bringing yourself to a space of laughter, as long as you're not bypassing. Somatics are so fucking important. Now I'm going to share some micro habits. I actually have a couple to share. We're following a system today. My masculine's been like, we have systems to follow. I'm like, okay, so my feminine can rise. It's been an interesting paradigm shift I've been going through. So, 3 micro habits that are going to change your freaking reality when it comes to embodying your magical gifts, your soul's purpose, the embodiment of your divinity. That you juice. Every single one of us has a specific frequency that's important for us to rise into, and the world needs you right now. The world needs more of your authenticity. The world needs more of your light. The world needs you and that light within you. So here's some great tools. Number 1, breath and presence. Why is this important? If we're not dealing with our shit, how can anybody else deal with our shit? Right? If we're not processing our own stuff, if we're not dealing with our emotions, why would anybody else want to deal with this either? Breath and presence. If you're showing up for you, people show up for you too. If you're showing up for your inner child, the world shows up for you too. The universe shows up for you too. Because you're opening your shell to receive. It has nothing to do with being right or wrong or trauma or trust, which are parts of it. But the key, the true core, is if you're showing up for you, you open to receive. When you show up for you, you open to receive your gifts, your wealth, your love, alignment, trust, family, laughter. But it's opening you. And sometimes that's really difficult for those who have had past traumatic experience, because the life showed us that it wasn't safe. You are safe. We create safety in our body. And that's what we've been doing through the snake process. So that was tool number 1, breath and presence. So what does presence look like? You don't have to be a monk in home, although you can. Presence looks like just being in this now moment. What are you feeling? What does your skin feel like? What does your body feel like? What does your house look like? A really great tool for manifestations is body touching. Breathing into everything. This really brings you back into the body, especially if you're having panic attacks or anxiety. Touching different spaces of your body and breathing. It gives your brain something to think about and a system to follow to calm down your nervous system and your body. That was a key for somebody special. Okay, tool number 2. Tool number 2. This one nobody likes, but it has to be done. Accountability and acceptance. Why did I couple these together? If we're not taking accountability for our actions, how are we shifting? How are we changing? If we're not taking accountability for the things that are happening in our life, are we taking responsibility for ourselves as sovereign, beautiful, powerful beings? What does accountability look like? What does it look like for you? Do you struggle with bills? Do you struggle with responsibility? Do you struggle with keeping your house clean? Right? What is the cause of that? What is the root of that? Holding ourselves accountable is super, super important, because if we're not holding ourselves accountable, we can't bring change, which is a key tool to shadow work. Because if you're not holding yourself accountable, you can't bring change. You can't change it if you don't see the problem. And if you can't hold yourself accountable, how can your friends or family hold themselves accountable? So how do we rise together? Right? So I really invite you into being the change in this world and holding yourself accountable for the things that are happening in your life. Is your truck a mess? Is your car a mess? You know, are there poverty cycles or leaky energy that's happening? Are you at a job that you absolutely hate? So your energy is dull and unfun, and, you know, If you're not doing the things you want to do you feel depressed? If you do feel depressed, what is the core root of that? Accountability is a great tool for that because you're finding the root to the problem. Does it go back to inner child healing? Awesome. Let's see your inner child. Let's give her space and reparent her. She can be magical again, right? Whatever that is. And then the acceptance part is the key to all forms of love. Love is acceptance, and acceptance is love. And not saying that we're letting people hurt us, if that's what you're being accountable for, but rather what brings us to a space of people pleasing to allow people to hurt us, right? This is really taking us out of victim mode and putting us in as the sovereign, powerful soul, saying, I am allowing this to happen because of what? I'm allowing that person to treat me that way because of what? Are you afraid of abandonment? Right? Is it a poverty cycle? Whatever it is. Acceptance is the key because it is the root of love. Not accepting the problem and just throwing it away or whatever. It just is what it is. But rather accepting our attachment to it. Ooh, that's good. What is the attachment to that story? Oh, I like that. Thank you, Spirit. What is the attachment to that story? I had a conversation with my daughter a while ago, and I was like, well, there's tools that we can use for anxiety. And I shared a couple tools, and I said, what does it feel like using them? She goes, great. It works. But who would I be without my anxiety? We build an identity and an attachment around certain phobias, dilemmas, experiences, levels of life. Because who will we be without that? Let's shift that identity, see what the core root is. Are you afraid of being seen? Are you afraid of rising? Are you accept that you wove that into your reality, because that brings it into love. When we accept that we wove that into our reality, we can shift that into a space of acceptance. Acceptance is love. Now, acceptance and forgiveness are two different things, and we're not going to cover that here because that is a deep trauma. We're not going into trauma coaching here. If we want to talk about forgiveness, feel free to reach out. But acceptance is a key tool to helping us rise to the experience because we're holding ourselves accountable for the things that are happening in our life. We are the universe. Everything that happens in our lives is a mirror to something happening within our bodies, within our light, within our soul self. You are the universe in human form. The worlds collided to create you, and the divinity and stardust ooze from you when you allow yourself to tap into that and find the worthiness that you are already divine. Okay, the third tool. So the first one was breath and presence. The second one was accountability and acceptance. And the third tool, embodiment, movement, and anchoring that in. When we go through a space of acceptance, we've already shifted our identity because you're not the person you were when you held yourself accountable. It's that simple. If you hold yourself accountable, you naturally shift because I did that because of this reason. Okay? I'm accepting that I did that because of this reason. Now you can release that old identity. Preach it, sister. I love it. Movement anchors this into your reality. So this morning when I was doing the shadow work and I was doing the inner child healing, I could have sat in depression. I could have sat in my victim stories. I could have sat in the fact that I had a really hard childhood and sexuality was something that I wasn't honored at a young age. Or you can get up and accept that you're an awesome, beautiful, and amazing soul, and your past is not your reality. It's just something that brought you to the strength of who you are now. And then honor that and embody that. Our past is not our reality. It is a fragment of energy from quantum experience 20, 30, 50, thousands of lifetimes ago, whatever that is. when we're going through healing, it is quantum. But when we bring it into a space of embodiment, we're anchoring that new identity and releasing the old one through the somatics. And it also brings in safety. You're safe. Your inner child is safe. That little boy in you is safe. That little girl in you is safe. Because you show up for you. And the more you do that, the more it raises your vibration. Because you're showing up for you. Doesn't matter what addiction, what poverty cycle, what pain, what trauma, what anxiety, what depression, what mental illness. It doesn't matter any of those things. Because they are just a side effect of something that has happened to you in some time in your life. It's not a disease. It's a side effect. From when your light was separate. Where fracture happened. Quantum healing is simple. And it's not about the identity story. It's about the acceptance of your light in the story so you can return home to you. This is the whole process to ascension. Described in what have I been on here, 30 minutes? It's the whole process. Embodiment is the key to shifting that frequency. And my most favorite part, especially after winter season, because bitch, it gets heavy. But now it's time to integrate it into magic. Now is the integration phase. Magic, love, power, growth, expansion. Now, when this comes up through the eclipse season, yes, there's sabotage patterns. Yes, it's procrastination. Yes, there's systems. If your nervous system is out of whack and you wake up super tired, there's a reason. Shifting the identity is important, right? This is where all those energies from our past come in, and people call it sabotage. I don't call it sabotage anymore. Thank the goddess, because I believe in quantum experiences. In fact, if we break it down to the simplest terms in quantum mechanics ever, that part of me today, of my inner child experiences, was keeping me from being seen in a beautiful way. I look amazing today. I look super weird, and I'm in a skirt, right? That person that I was this rising when I started the inner child work would not have been wearing this. Because she was afraid. And she kept herself hidden because she wasn't safe. Quantum healing is that simple. You're going to that space and time when you felt unsafe. And you're working, you're connecting with her, you're creating safety. Yes, there's other tools. If you're feeling stuck in shadow work, feel free to reach out. I don't want anybody to feel alone on this journey. But look at the difference in transformation. This morning I woke up feeling like poop. I am living that story of the tools that I share with you. It doesn't have to be hard. But now is the time to shift this, because for this eclipse, we're sealing all of this energy in. And as we shift off those spaces of ourselves, I feel fucking amazing now. I feel like I can go do some magical practices. I feel like my day is going to flow amazing. I feel the energy coming out of my hands like fucking intense. I can feel the rainbows in my palms. This morning I did not feel that way. So really paying attention to how you're feeling and holding yourself accountable. Breath and presence, how you're feeling. Holding yourself accountable, finding the root of the problem or the pain, bringing it into acceptance. You are love, you are divinity in human form. Tool number 3, movement and anchoring, embodiment. It's an amazing system and it works great. Who you're becoming: healer, practitioner, coach, guide, wise woman, radical, beautiful soul, medicine man, empowerment, self-motivation. Amazing. Yeah, that was my sharing today. It's time. It is springtime. It is not springtime. We still have like 6 weeks or 4 or 5 weeks. We actually really have like probably more like 6 weeks before it's actually springtime. But when the sun shifts into Aries, the energies shift. And I'm not going to get into astrology right now or astronomy, but if we're following the sun cycles, and we're allowing the moon to drift with us and guide with us, this is our time to rise. The sun rises within us. It's time to ascend. It's time to get to the next level. It doesn't have to be hard. It can be gentle. Sometimes it's hard because emotions can be challenging, can be hard, but it's only a small piece to a big picture. And it's not going to be that way forever. So if you find yourself in the stickiness of the ascension cycle, feel free to reach out. There's tons of tools. If you find yourself in the awesome part of the ascension cycle, you're fucking awesome. You're awesome no matter what. But know that you are not alone in this process. Everybody on earth is going through the ascension process. We have decided to take control and be a conscious being through the shifts, to empower ourselves, empower our gifts, empower our psychic, magical, medicine gifts, shamanic gifts, whatever it is. We have decided to empower ourselves through this process to be better humans, to be better practitioners, to be better energy workers, whatever it is, all of the above. It helps all of them. We're not being in a victim story. We are the master of our story because we're holding ourselves accountable. I love that. Now, I hope you guys have an amazing day. I always go back and read the comments. So thank you guys for leaving comments. Absolutely love it. I've also been posting these on my YouTube because they are that freaking juicy. I'm also really thinking about putting these in a Google Meet, having it in a Google Meet, and then putting the recording on here so we can all chat with each other. I feel like that would be a lot more fun since the comments don't always work for me. Maybe I just gotta woo with some energy. I don't know. But if anybody would like to work with me further, I have some really beautiful group coaching, and we're going to be opening the doors. Super beautiful. I also have other classes, readings, healings, and personal one-on-one sessions. If anybody's feeling stuck, sticky, or wanting to know more about their guides and angels, wanting to know more about their soul's purpose, the Akashic readings are fucking phenomenal. They're one of my best sellers. If you're wanting to do quantum healing, the Akashic Records reading is great for that too. But either way, we're here with tools. And you're not alone on your journey. And I love you. Keep shining.